Somebody say something about Tommy Wildfire Rich. Whew, I love my beer. But I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, to all you beer drinkers out there. Hey, when it comes down to some good wine, I like this good fucking wine right here. So ladies, gentlemen, y'all need to go down and get you some good fucking wine.
And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB. The Monte and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah.
10 years.
You could definitely hear the passion that you have for it.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, forgive me for this, but I heard you mention Puerto Rico, and I just want to know what a legend thinks about here you are. I don't know if you were there, but I don't think you were there. But when you hear Bruiser Brody gets killed in Puerto Rico as a wrestler, what's going through your mind?
I wasn't surprised. Brody was a good guy. He flew with me, and but he was pushy. And you got to be careful. He's a big guy, you know. People, you got to be careful with what you say to people and what you know. If you perceive a threat, how's the person going to react? You know. And he could have been physical, you know. I've never seen him physical, but, you know, and he was impressive. You know, he was a big guy, and he was a hell of a heel. And I think personally he was a good guy. I never had a problem with him. Him and Robley, they'd fly with me when I was in Oklahoma.
By the way, you're not the first person that has said on that couch that Brody might have pushed the limits on this deal and caused this upon himself.
Well, first of all, the guy had... It's not an excuse. I don't use it as an excuse. But first of all, his state of mind, because he lost his little girl drowned in the pool.
Invader.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
You know.
Okay.
And Brody was hard to do business with, you know, in the ring. And I don't know any more than that. You know. There's a reason for a man to wrap towel around your wrist and having a knife and going into a room and, you know, stabbing him. But I don't know, I wasn't there, but it shouldn't have happened. But you don't know the state of mind of a person sometimes when they have a tragedy happen in their life, and it's a kid, you know.
Did you ever work Puerto Rico?
Oh, yeah. I went right after that. I made some money there because they paid me well. What's his name called me?
Cologne?
Cologne. I knew him for years. He called me, and he said, we need you. And they took care of me. And I said, well, you know, I'll go because I have no problem going over there. I don't have no enemies, you know.
This is after Brody.
Yeah.
Were you one of the first ones to go there after Brody?
A lot of the guys boycotted. You know.
Right. So you're one of the first to go there after the Brody incident.
I don't remember if I was just the first, but yeah.
One of the first.
Yeah, it was not long after.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And
man,
I went. I said I didn't have anything to do with that. And the guy never went to jail, but you know, you're in a different country. You're part of the United States, but still, you know. And what didn't help him, it was his gimmick. He was a hell of a heel, you know. And he looked like a vicious guy, you know. You know, in his gimmick when he wrestled, you know, he was a violent guy in the ring wrestling, and that probably didn't help.
Right.
You know, people look at that, and the other guy was a small guy. He's a small guy. He's not a big guy.
All right. Ronnie, I got a fan question.
said earlier, I'm big
he helped me
time-
too. So
I'm big
Like-
time into WWC. I've always been fascinated with the territory, and of course you were champion there at one point back in the day. Were you coming off what happened with the great Bruiser Brody? Were you worried about working down there when you got the call? Like, did you think about that sort of thing? Was there an unsafe shadow hanging over Puerto Rico, and could you trust Cologne?
Oh, you being nice. Do you what you asking me? Did I have a shank? Yeah, I did.
There we go.
There you
I
go,
didn't
bro.
realize I had to say, bro.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
bring
yeah.
weapons? I mean, were you
Yeah,
worried?
I have a shank.
Okay.
I had a shank, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
How did
there
you?
was no doubt about it. Like, I get it where some guys say I can't believe that people would go down there and still work for Cologne and
Right.
things like that. But I had a personal vendetta to get down there
Interesting.
and the work the territory, and I went to every projects, and they real. When you're doing drugs, man, and I'm hitting the beach, I'm working out, I'm hitting the gym, I get high. This is what I do. Drink a case of beer before the wrestling match. You sweat it out when you get. By the time you get there, it's so damn hot in Puerto Rico.
Right.
So I wrestle, I go work out, go to a bar, drink up some more, get high. Wake up that morning, run on the beach, then go lift weights, get high again. That was my schedule.
I would have definitely
You see
hung
what I'm
out with
saying?
you. That would have been fun.
And I worked out all the time.
Like that? Yeah.
And I
would've
still
liked
do.
that. Go get some
I still-
babes.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Kick it a little bit. Let's go to the
Killer.
beach.
Can I have a
get some
shank?
beers.
Could you get me a shank?
Oh, dude. I can
Dude,
get
this
you
is
one.
awesome.
But
I
you
gotta
said you
have
had
a
you
shank
said you had a
now.
personal vendetta. Like, what was the
Yeah,
vendetta?
that's-
Well, the personal vendetta was to go down there and succeed. Succeed
okay.
and do the things. I was
Kind of
TV
on your own type of thing. Like,
TV
I can
champion.
do this on my own.
Right.
That's
right.
I got you.
TV champion, tag team champions.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And
course.
Carlos I didn't have no problem with Carlos. Carlito was down there.
I love Carly.
His other brother. And everybody. We got along. Maybe I wrestled Jose.
Okay. Okay.
And
So you
but
did
didn't have no
wrestle
problem.
Jose.
Any personal feelings about Mr. Jose, Mr. Invader?
Man, when you overstep your boundaries and stuff, you don't stay in your lane, things happen.
Okay.
That's all I can say about that. Things happen.
Do you think the Colognes knew? I mean, you were down there. Not that.
come on,
I
man,
mean,
come on.
you know,
Yeah, I mean,
most
We in
people
Puerto
don't even
Rico,
ask this
everybody-
question, but I'm asking it.
in Puerto Rico, I'm gonna say this.
I mean, it's almost like asking who shot
Camacho
JFK in
got
this
killed.
business, you know?
Camacho got killed down there.
Right. Right.
That tells you
Right. Something's up. Something's
that
up.
you will get killed down there.
Yeah, you get.
If you don't know somebody that knows somebody, see, I spoke Spanglish. To get into a project.
Okay.
If I didn't speak in the project, because there's real drug boys, man,
Oh, sure.
all down there.
Oh, sure.
And so you walk into a place, you get shot right away.
Yeah.
If dead in the face, they shoot you dead in the face.
Well, I
that's
think
it. But I survived because I knew somebody that knew somebody.
And I think your statement, stay in your lane, you're fine.
Stay in
Get
your
out of your
lane.
lane,
Interesting.
you might get shanked in the shower. Right?
You can get it, man. You know what I'm saying? And if he even had an idea, I guarantee he wouldn't have went in that shower.
Right. We lost New Jack recently, and knowing you were coming in, obviously it's a great time to get to speak with you about New Jack. The man. I personally was a ECW. From the last time you guys were here, I'm sure I said it then too. ECW was my favorite company. It was my favorite company back in the day.
Yeah.
I absolutely. It felt like it was my company. This was the company I rooted for, and it felt so. It was the one for me. And Jack and you were one of my favorites, and I'm still not processing his being gone. Can you give me your thoughts on where you were when you heard, and how you were feeling, and how you're feeling now, and some memories of Jack for us, please?
Believe it or not, I was at a gym, and one of the guys that worked there, he said, "Man, New Jack is gone," and so I was shocked. Shocked, and not because we all gonna go one day. I'm not saying that, but we still had a long way to go as far as projects and stuff together and things like that. And I knew the Jerome Young side. See, you know, a lot of people see New Jack, the one where he want to stab you, you know. but I knew Jerome Young side where, you know, he said, you know, when we decided to tag, he said, Mustafa, you got to do this. You know, you get buy these boots, and we need this. You know what I'm saying? The stuff you need for the tag team, and that was all his gimmick. That was all his gimmick. Mustafa Saeed is in for money. You know what I'm saying? I'm in to make money. And Jack, but we happened to be friends because we were doing things before we wrestling. So I got to know the Jerome Young side, and then when they seen the New Jack side, no, don't get me wrong, he used to get pissed off at me.
Okay.
But would it be a real tag team? Would it be a successful tag team at all if you wasn't mad at each other? You know, and I miss him. I really miss him, man. We had a real good laughs. Man, I ain't never laughed that hard. I think I did enough laughing for 10 lifetimes with him. So forget what everybody else see. He did a lot of stuff for the money. So if he says, oh, talk shit about Paul Lee, you know, and he had legit shit to say about him, but, you know, it make money, yeah. He'll go out and say something about Mustafa. Say something about D-Lo. You know, and he was saying
the audience what they want to hear. Right?
Yeah, and people go, man, he's mad at you. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So next thing you know, I'm calling him on the phone, and we talking. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't call him because of that. You know, we was talking. Hey, Mustafa, we got a show on the East Coast, man. You need to get ready, man. And you know, that's what he would do.
You know, not that you would know this, and I'm just purely out of my speculation and some things I heard. Was his heart attack brought on by use of drugs at the time doing it, or was it just that his heart had enough from some of the stuff he was doing before? Do you know anything about that at all?
You know, I think that when it's your time, it's your time. I've been in the military, so I was standing in formation. They make 3 or 4 guys stand in front of the line. He said, you're gone. Now what you guys gonna do to watch the rest of these people's back? So the reality was, I knew that I didn't think that far into it, but it just hurt me when I sat in the room. I didn't leave the room for a good probably 24 hours. Just staying in my own room there, probably 24 hours.
In the weeks that have passed since, have you found yourself looking at your Rolodex, maybe going, you know, maybe I'll give Jack a call, and then
yeah,
once
I
again,
catch myself doing that. I catch myself doing that. About to text him. You know, things like that. I still got my mother's number, telephone number, my father's telephone number. I got Jack's number.
Right.
I got my brother's number. I got all the certain numbers. My aunt passed. You know what I'm saying? So I am not getting all
Do you keep record? Do you have recordings of them that you kept on your phone?
if I could, yes, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Sometimes
nice.
I just listen to them, you know, and things like that. And every message is crazy.
Is it really?
I bet
Get
it
your
is.
ass over here. You're supposed to get some of this food over here. Got some greens and, you know, some chicken and stuff. Come on, man. You know, kind of stuff like that.
Where do you feel his legacy lies? What would you say if you were to write the obituary for his career, and where would you place him? How would you describe his wrestling career?
Or it'd be like Clubber Lang. Pain.
Clubber Lang.
Yeah. Because with it was, he showed the reality of how wrestling could be. But he also showed that he could wrestle.
Yes.
He could wrestle.
Yes,
but
he
he
could.
didn't. He chose to do the latter. And that was his prerogative.
You think it was the style of wrestling or the matches? Because you know how much your good friend pushed his body. Do you think that had something to do with his?
Well, you adjust to you can't do some of the stuff that you did 10, 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And when you think back, when you look back at somebody didn't make no sense to do it. You know, no matter how much money you was making.
Did you ever try to talk to him, or, you know, back in the day about, hey, you might want to not jump 30 feet, keep it at 20?
Well, he was like this. Hey, don't you think? I would say something. I'm telling you to slow down a little bit. Nah, yeah, I'm a drug addict too, and trying to tell him. But anyway, at that time, and then you know, and I don't knock that. I'm gonna tell you one thing though. I'm getting off subject just a little bit. Weed is not a bad thing for people.
Agreed.
Okay, we will get back on that subject later.
Okay.
But back
Fair
to I used to tell him. He said, Mustafa, I'm good. I said, all right, I'll leave him alone. Every
Right.
time I was saying, Jack, you don't have to do that. You got the popularity.
You're
enough.
over, man. You're over. Take it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know,
take it.
Right.
you're doing your thing, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You bouncing, man. You got more bounce to downs, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's how he is.
All right. With that, we'll be right back.
What I'm saying is, I didn't see that.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't want to speak on something I
So
don't see.
this is a little, if you had a final opportunity to say something to Jack and you knew he was going to pass, but you had the opportunity to say something to him, what would you say?
I love you. I didn't get to say that. You know, because I told him, I said, next time we get together, and then, you know, I would tell him I love him.
With that, we'll take a quick commercial break.